I'm Guy from Seaking Boats, North Queensland, and today is exciting because we finally landed our 720 Profisher with extended rooftop into Townsville and just collected it from Yamaha with having fitted a 250 horsepower next generation Yamaha. So before I get started, I have done a review on this boat before, whilst it was still incomplete at the factory, but the audio wasn't that great, so we thought we'd do it again in a little bit more depth. Also like to say, as I have many times in the past, that we do not hide the fact that our hulls are produced in China. I've been importing for nearly 20 years, travelling through China, and I found what is the largest and most experienced boat building factory in Asia. They have been around for nearly 20 years now, supplying boats from small 5.5 metre pleasure craft all the way through to commercial passenger ferries. They're the preferred supplier for their own Chinese government's water police patrol vessels and also their special purpose firefighting water vessels as well. They supply Canadian Wildlife Association. They patrol some of the most remote wilderness in the world. They're all made to worldwide European CE standards. Closer to home, we also have Seaking New Zealand. So here we've combined the best of Asian boat building technology with our customizations to make a very well-rounded boat perfectly suited for North Queensland conditions. So have a look at those reviews. Check us out on YouTube, search Seaking Boats North Queensland and subscribe to us, and you'll see all of our past, future and present reviews. Okay, let's get started on this boat. So today we have the 720 sitting on one of our North Queensland custom boat trailers. They're aluminium boat trailers, and they're perfectly suited for our size boats, although other size boats as well. This is our 750C, which stands for 7.5 metre custom aluminium trailer. It can take a boat anywhere from around the 6.8 to 7.9 overall length. It's customised with the extra checker plate on the front wheel arches and rear. We have special spare wheel holders and 2 spare wheels for this version as well, and extra large wheels, so it gives it a little bit more ground clearance that North Queensland often have rougher roads and whatnot. So it's a dual axle, rated 3.5 tonne and dual braked. So on the 720, as with all of our boats, you have the option of a 2-tone colour paint finish. So on this particular model, I've opted for a gunmetal grey over black. We have done a black and white in the past. I just found that the sunlight coming back in the afternoon was a little bit glary, a bit of a headache. So I've tried to tone that down a little by adding the grey, and I think it looks pretty beast. All of our hulls have a 6mm thickness for the base and the transom, and 5mm thickness sides, bringing the overall dry weight of this boat to around the 1.4, 1.5 tonnes, bearing in mind we do have the extended roof on this one. Starting at the front of the vessel, we have fitted the option of the auto anchor winch. And on this one here as well, we've also put the electric anchor mount as well. So you'll notice we've already cut the railing. We've noticed in the past when customers have chosen this option and used the auto deploy, the railing had to be cut. So we've done that here at this level. If you're not intending to put an electric anchor on the boat, it's still a great feature because it's a perfect place to board and get off the boat. Just nose it into the dock of the bank, and the wife and kids can easily get up on there. We've also optioned for this one to put the sea deck on the front bow, which we'll get into a little bit more later, but it just makes a nice, safe, dry, non-slip entrance and exit to the boat. Okay, let's go to the back of the boat. Okay, at the business end of the vessel, we have fitted a brand new 250 horsepower Yamaha, and I'm very excited to see how this goes today. This hull is rated from a 175 to a 275. Yamaha don't do 275, so they jump up from 250 to 300, so we've pretty much got the max rating from Yamaha on this boat today. Now, all our vessels have a double reverse chine design, so we'll show you some footage of that later with the drone, just how it disperses the water. Nice 21-degree dead rise hull as well, so it cuts through the chop nice and comfortably, and also gives you a nice soft landing. So it's a little bit windy today, so hopefully we can get some good footage of us cutting through the waves. Now, some new features that we've added onto this boat. One that I'm most excited about is the enclosed rear deck design. So basically we've turned an unusable space into one of the prime fishing spot, or the prime fishing spot on the vessel. It doubles up as a boarding ladder, and we've done that on both sides, so it's great for your fishing or swimming with the family as well, or diving and like. You've got access to the boat from both sides. Okay, let's jump up and have a look. So back here you can see what I mean about our rear enclosed fishing deck. What was previously a very voided space and not very usable is now the prime fishing spot for this vessel. It's complete with 2 rod holders and the rear boarding ladder, as I said before, the rear rail doubles up as a boarding ladder. And we did it on both sides, so it's great for diving and fishing and swimming with the family as well. From here you have easy access to more rod holders here, the live bait tank, more drink holders and the knife holders here. Above me there's the rocket launcher, and as I step through here you'll notice we're standing on our EVA Sea Deck. It's an option, but you'd be amiss not to put it on any of the boats. It's such a comfortable feature and it makes the boats look absolutely mint. It's really soft underfoot, provides cool, non-slip surface to walk on because the boats can get quite hot, and obviously when they're wet they can be very slippery as well. You see I just stepped over our secondary live bait tank, which is also plumbed. When you're not using that as a bait tank, it also acts as a good little rubbish bin or a storage bin. So here's our live bait tank, fully plumbed again, drains out to the back. Our fold down rear deck seat. And the best feature about this boat is the extended rooftop. You can imagine after a long day out on the island or fishing and an hour, sometimes longer trip back to shore, you have your passengers, your wife and kids, family sitting in the back here with the sun beating down on them. It just is a perfect addition. We designed it so it's inset with the cabin so it doesn't interfere with your fishing. So when you're out here on the side deck, you've got plenty of room to strike, you don't even know it's there. We've completed it as well with grab rails all the way through the boat, so you always maintain 3 points of contact when underway for extra safety. Now the layout of this boat is different to a standard layout from the factory. The standard layouts had the cushioning and seating areas protruding into this area. So what we've done, we've pushed everything up and drawn an imaginary line across where the cabin finishes. And what that has effectively done is given us an extra fishing spot. So before you could only stand about here, now you've got a fishing station here, complete with rod holders and drink holders, another one there, and one here. So with the now extended deck, for a 7-metre boat, you can fish very easily in comfort 6 people. So plus the captain makes 7, this boat is licensed for 7 people, it's not crowded whatsoever. Over here we have the sea deck, so the deck wash. If ever you get any blood or fish slime on the sea deck, a quick spray of that just gets it off and it drains it out to the back. Because we've moved everything forward, it's also allowed us to put a couple extra storage sections under the floor here as well. The middle section is the main fuel tank, or the only fuel tank on this boat, which holds at present 240 litres of fuel. So we believe we're going to get somewhere around 1.2 to 1.3 kilometres per litre with the big 250 horsepower Yamaha. So that should get us around 350 kilometre overall range on this boat. So we've chosen today as a test because it's blowing 18 to 20 knots. As you can see, I'm not even out of the river yet and the swell's getting quite large. So we intend to put the drone up, show you how the hull handles in these sorts of conditions. Before I finish, I'll just finish off with the other features we've got. We've also put some LED light bars, fishing lights out the side, as well as 2 inside. The passenger side, we have a slide-out fridge slide-out, 12-volt fridge slide-out, complete with power socket in there, and drawers and everything under here. So basically, we have our drinks and that in the fridge here. We have all of our tackle and everything in these pull-out drawers here. Alleviates having any tackle boxes cluttering up your cockpit. It keeps it nice and open. So I'm just going to come up here now to the driver's side. Under my foot here is the main kill tank. It's about 110 litres, plenty of spots, plenty of space, and 2 extra storage compartments. Both the seats swivel around 360 degrees, so you can be fishing out the back or obviously when you're underway. Grab rails, Bluetooth music, radio. We fitted it with a 12-inch Lowrance, and let's see what this baby can do. As you can see today, we've chosen every bit of 20 knots of wind out here and make the channel. It's very choppy, and we hope to get the drone up and show you. We're just cruising then, doing about 32 to 34 kilometres an hour through this chop, and using about 1.2 litres of fuel, sitting at about 3,500 revs. So that was a good comfortable speed. We weren't slapping around too much. It was cutting into it nicely. So let's see if we can get the drone and show you how it looks. that was absolutely fantastic. I mean, you wouldn't go out in 20 knot winds, but at least you know when you're out there and it blows up on you, you're going to get home safe and you're going to get home dry. I mean, it's not something you could do in the 6.25 metre boat. That's definitely out of its league. But the 6.8, the 720, that just was comfortable, easy. I could sit in the seat. We're still doing like 34, 35k an hour bashing into it, and just trimmed the motor up. It was great. So I'm very happy with the results of the Yamaha motor. Plenty of grunt, plenty of growl. Playing with the throttle there when we were going with the following sea. I think we got some good drone shots, so can't wait to put it all together for you. Here what we've just been through, what we put the boat through, and it's pretty dry out here. I don't think there's any water along here at all. So for the passengers sitting at the back, the most comfortable spot in the boat, nice and safe, nice and dry. And you can see we're in amongst the breakwater quite a fair way, and it's still very rough in here. So I think it was a good test of what this boat is capable of. So with our boats, we do not import them into a container. Boats this size are usually put on the side and the cabin is removed, put in the front of the container. The hull's put on its side and put on an L-shaped cradle to fit within the container. We found that that's okay. It's a cheaper way of doing it. You do save a few dollars, but we prefer to ship them over as special cargo, which means we can fully complete the vessel at the factory, which means that the cabin is fully welded shut to the hull. So there's no bolts to maintain, there's no rubbers to make sure it's sealed, and especially when you have the extended roof. If you're bringing this in a container, you're going to have metal plates on metal plates where they join and where they bolt together. And they're never perfect, so you're always going to have to make sure your seals are good so that you don't get any salt water in all these joins around here. But so by fully welding it, it's a lot stronger. We can now rate the roof to hold 350 to 400 kilos. I'm going to say 350 to be on the safe side. So 3 to 4 adults can sit up there and hang out and have a drink. A great spot for the kids to hang out, sunbake and watch whatever as well. So you pay a little bit more for the shipping, but it just gives you an overall stronger, better finished off boat. Less long-term maintenance and less chance of getting rust in those joins and things like that as well. So that's just one thing to bear in mind when you're dealing with us. When we quote, we will be doing it as this sort of build. If you want to save a few dollars, sure, we can do it the traditional way as well. Okay. So we've just come back from our first water test. I think it was a bit of a success. It was pretty rough out there, 20 plus knot winds. Just while I'm here, I just thought I'd show you the extra feature that we've done. I spoke about the strength of our hull and the extended roof design by having a fully welded hull and not having it shipped in 2 pieces. That's allowed us to have a nice firm rooftop here, so we've added the sea deck flooring. So again, it doesn't get hot and it's non-slip, so the kids love to get up here and play. They'll always climb up through my windscreen, and I'm worried they break my windscreen wipers. So we've added a side step here, so easy access to get up. So a pretty cool place. I was even thinking about putting some vertical rod holders here, fixing an umbrella in or something like that for the wife to come up here and have a bit of a sunbake, have a shade. But great spot after a day's fishing. Come and enjoy the sunset over a couple of beers. But an awesome feature of this boat. For a 7 metre boat, you've got a lot of space and a lot of room.